Welcome to the lecture on inventory theory module 4. In the previous module, that is in module 1, 2 and 3, we have developed inventory models considering demand as known, but there are many practical situations where demand is not known with certainty. In such cases, demand is random, but its behavior can be prescribed or described by certain probability distributions. In this module, we will develop some inventory model by considering this random behavior of demand. Before I proceed to develop probabilistic inventory model, let me explain some preliminaries on differencing under summation sign. Suppose that Cz equal to sigma Az to Bz Fxz, then we have Cz plus 1 is equal to summation Az plus 1 to Bz plus 1 Fxz plus 1. Now, this summation can be decomposed as sigma Az to Bz Fxz plus 1 plus sigma Bz plus 1 to Bz plus 1 Fxz plus 1 minus sigma Az to Az plus 1 minus 1 Fxz plus 1. Now, since we know Cz and Cz plus 1, we can find the difference delta Cz equal to Cz plus 1 minus Cz, which is equal to sigma Az to Bz delta Fxz plus sigma Bz plus 1 to Bz plus 1 Fxz plus 1 minus sigma Az to Az plus 1 minus 1 Fxz plus 1. Here we have assumed that Az and Bz are increasing functions of z. Now, suppose that Fxz is defined as Fxz equal to F1 xz, where x lies between 0 and Bz, and F2 xz when x is greater than Bz. We used to find the difference of Cz equal to sigma Fxz, where summation varies from x equal to 0 to infinity. Now, Cz can be written as sigma x equal to 0 to Bz F1 xz plus sigma Bz plus 1 to infinity F2 xz. Now, by applying formula star to both the summations, we obtain delta Cz equal to delta sigma F1 xz plus delta sigma F2 xz, and when we use the formula star, we get the result as shown in the slide. And simplifying this result, we get delta Cz is equal to sigma delta F1 xz, where x equal to 0 to Bz plus sigma x equal to Bz plus 1 to infinity delta F2 xz, provided that F1 xz plus 1 is equal to F2 xz plus 1. Now, we first developed a probabilistic inventory model, which is a single period inventory model for uncertain demand, and this problem is popularly known as newsboy problem. Let me first define what is newsboy problem or news vendor problem. A newspaper boy buys newspaper every day and sells some or all of them. He cannot return unsold newspapers. If he buys papers more than the demand, then he is left with unsold papers at the end of the day. If he buys papers less than demand, then he is not able to satisfy demand of his customers, and hence a loss to the potential profit and goodwill will occur. The problem of newspaper boy is to decide the number of newspapers that should be purchased every day, so that he can maximize his expected profit. when the demand is uncertain. To formulate this problem, we use some notations. Let Z be the number of newspapers ordered per day. The newspaper boy orders Z number of newspapers every day, while the demand per day is D. And PD is the probability that the demand is D on a randomly selected day. And we assume C1 as the cost per newspaper and C2 is the selling price per newspaper. Now, if the demand is greater than the purchase quantity, that is Z, his profit will be C2 minus C1 into Z, and no newspaper remains unsold. He completely sells the newspapers which is Z quantities. Now, if D is less than equal to Z, the demand is less than equal to the purchase quantity, his profit becomes C2 minus C1 into D minus D minus Z into C1. C2 minus C1 into D is the net income, and then Z minus D quantity papers remains unsold. So, you have to reduce that price, that means he is getting C2 D minus C1 Z. Therefore, the expected net profit per day is given by Pz equal to sigma D equal to 0 to Z C2 D minus C1 Z into PD for D less than equal to Z, and then plus sigma D equal to Z plus 1 to infinity C2 minus C1 into Z into PD. In order to find the optimal order quantity, the conditions for maximum of Pz are del Pz minus 1 is greater than 0 is greater than del Pz. Also, we can difference under summation sign if for D equal to Z plus 1, C2Z minus C1Z plus 1 whole into PD is equivalent or equal to C2 minus C1 into Z plus 1 into PD. We can easily see that for D equal to Z plus 1, this condition is automatically satisfied. Thus, differencing under the summation sign, we get delta Pz equal to summation D equal to 0 to Z C2D minus C1 into Z plus 1 minus C2D minus C1 Z whole into PD plus sigma D equal to Z plus 1 to infinity C2 minus C1 whole into Z plus 1 minus Z whole into PD. After some simplifications, we get delta Pz is equal to minus C2 into summation D equal to 0 to Z PD plus C2 minus C1. Now, delta Pz less than 0 gives summation D equal to 0 to Z PD is greater than C2 minus C1 by C2. Similarly, delta Pz minus 1 less than 0 gives summation D equal to 0 to Z minus 1 PD less than C2 minus C1 by C2. From 1 and 2, the optimum quantity Z star must satisfy the condition D equal to summation D equal to 0 to Z minus 1 PD is less than C2 minus C1 by C2 into less than summation D equal to 0 to Z PD. Let us now consider an example. A newspaper boy buys papers for rupees 2.6 each and sells them for rupees 3.6 each. He cannot return unsold newspapers. Daily demand has the following distribution. Number of customers and probabilities are given as shown in the slide. It could be noticed that when the number of customers is 23, the probability is 0.1, and the number of customers varies from 23 to 32, where the probability is 0.05. If each day's demand is independent of the previous days, then how many papers should be ordered each day? It is to be noted that the probabilities, sum of the probabilities here is equal to 1. That means, so if the number of customers is less than 23 or more than 32, all the probabilities, corresponding probabilities can be assumed as 0. In this problem, we are given C1 equal to rupees 2.6 and C2 equal to rupees 3.6. The lower limit for demand D is 23 and the upper limit for demand D is 32. So, if we put this data into the constraints, sigma P D D equal to 23 to Z minus 1 is less than 3.6 minus 2.6 by 3.6, which is equal to 0.28, less than sigma D equal to 23 to Z P D. We can easily verify that sigma P D, where D varies from 23 to 27, is equal to 0.40, which is greater than 0.28, and sigma P D, where D varies from 23 to 26, is less than 0.28. Thus, we can conclude that the newspaper boys should order 27 newspapers every day. Let us now develop newsboy model considering overage and underage costs. Let me first define what is overage cost and underage cost. Unit overage cost. This is the cost of buying 1 unit more than the demand during one period selling season. Therefore, unit overage cost C0 is equal to unit cost minus unit salvage value, which is equal to C minus S. Unit underage cost. This is the cost of buying 1 unit less than the demand during one period selling season. Unit underage cost CU is equal to unit price minus unit cost, which is equal to P minus C. Let the demand be X units and the order quantity be Z. If the demand is defined by the PMF, that is probability mass function Px, then the expected cost is given by Cz equal to C0 summation x equal to 0 to z, z minus x into Px plus Cu summation x equal to z plus 1 to infinity x minus z into Px. If the demand x is a continuous random variable defined by the probability density function Fx, then the expected cost function is given by Cz equal to C0 integral x equal to 0 to z, z minus x Fx dx plus Cu into integral x equal to z to infinity x minus z into Fx dx. For optimum of z, we have the first order necessary condition dc dz equal to 0, which gives z star equal to F inverse Cu by C0 plus Cu. Here the ratio Cu by C0 plus Cu is called the critical ratio, and this ratio always lies between 0 and 1. So far we have discussed how to find difference under summation sign. In this model, we have developed single period inventory model, popularly known as news vendor model or newsboy model. We have also developed news vendor model considering underage cost and overage costs. Let us now proceed to develop model 7, which is instantaneous demand no setup cost model. We will first consider the discrete version of the model. We call this is model 7A. In this model, it is assumed that the total demand is filled at the beginning of the period. Thus, depending on the amount D demanded, the inventory position just after the demand occurs may be either positive or negative. Let the lead time be 0 and Z be the order level. We assume C1 as the holding cost per unit time and C2 as the shortage cost per unit item. T is the constant interval between orders. This slide shows the inventory time diagram. In the first figure, we see that initially the inventory level is Z, and since the demand is instantaneous, so the initially the inventory level reduces to Z minus D level, and that level continues until the time t, and there will be no shortage. In the next figure, we see that initially the inventory level raised to Z level, but the demand is D, which is more than Z. Therefore, initially shortages occur, and shortage amount is D minus Z, which continues until the end of the time schedule t. So, in this figure we see that there is no stock, only shortage. So, in case 1, when demand D does not exceed the stock Z, that is D is less than equal to Z, only the cost of holding inventory due to oversupply is involved, and there is no shortage as the customer demand is fully satisfied. Therefore, the holding cost per unit time is equal to Z minus D into C1 for D less than equal to Z, and 0 for D greater than Z. When the demand D exceeds the stock Z, that is D greater than Z, we have the customer demand is not satisfied at all. Therefore, the shortage cost per unit time is equal to 0 for D less than equal to Z, and D minus Z into C2 for D greater than Z. The total expected cost per unit time is given by Cz equal to summation D equal to 0 to Z C1 Z minus D into Pd plus sigma D equal to Z plus 1 to infinity C2 into D minus Z into Pd. For minimum of Cz, the condition delta C Z minus 1 is less than 0 less than delta C Z must be satisfied. We can difference equation 4 under the summation sign if for D equal to Z plus 1 the following condition is satisfied, that is C1 into Z plus 1 minus D into Pd should be equal to C2 into D minus Z plus 1 whole into Pd, and we can see that this condition is obviously satisfied for D equal to Z plus 1. Therefore, we take the first difference on both sides of 4 and obtain delta Cz equal to C1 into D equal to 0 to Z, Z plus 1 minus D minus Z minus D whole into Pd plus C2 into summation D equal to Z plus 1 to infinity D minus Z plus 1 minus D minus Z whole into Pd. After some simplifications, we get delta Cz is equal to C1 plus C2 into summation D equal to 0 to Z Pd minus C2. Now, using the condition delta C Z minus 1 less than 0 less than delta C Z, the optimum value of stock level Z can be obtained by the relation sigma D equal to 0 to Z minus 1 Pd is less than C2 by C1 plus C2 less than sigma D equal to 0 to Z Pd. Here the ratio C2 by C1 plus C2 is called the critical ratio, and which is always lies between 0 and 1. Now, we have some observations. If Z0 is such that sigma D equal to 0 to Z0 minus 1 Pd is less than C2 by C1 plus C2, but equal to sigma D equal to 0 to Z0 Pd, then we can say that Cz0 plus 1 is equal to Cz0. This means the optimal value of Z is either Z0 or Z0 plus 1. On the other hand, if Z0 is such that sigma D equal to 0 to Z0 minus 1 Pd is equal to C2 by C1 plus C2 is less than sigma D equal to 0 to Z0 Pd, then we can say that C Z0 minus 1 is equal to C Z0, and this gives the optimum value of Z as either Z0 minus 1 or Z0. Now, we will take an example to explain or demonstrate the model. The probability distribution of monthly sale of a certain item is given below. Monthly sales are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the corresponding probabilities are 0.01, 0.06, 0.25, 0.35, 0.20, 0.03 and 0.10 respectively. The cost of carrying inventory is rupees 30 per unit per month, and the cost of unit shortage is rupees 70 per month. We have to determine the optimum stock level that minimizes the expected total cost. From this problem, we see that C1 equal to rupees 30 per unit per month, that is the holding cost, and the shortage cost C2 is rupees 70 per unit per month. Then we have the critical ratio C2 by C1 plus C2 is equal to 0.7. The optimal solution is obtained by developing the cumulative probability distributions of monthly sales as follows. Monthly sales are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the corresponding probabilities are 0.01, 0.06, 0.25, 0.35, 0.20, 0.03 and 0.12. The cumulative probabilities are 0.01, 0.07, 0.32, 0.67, 0.87, 0.90 and finally 1. Since 0.7 lies between 0.67 and 0.87, the condition for optimality suggests that Z star should be equal to 4, as 0.87 corresponds to the monthly sales D equal to 4. Now, we proceed to develop the model, that is the instantaneous demand no setup cost model in case of continuous case. This model is the same as model 7a, except that the stock level is now assumed to be continuous rather than discrete. So, instead of probability PD, we shall have fx dx, where fx is the probability density function. Let us suppose that integral x1 to x2 fx dx be the probability of an order within the range x1 to x2. Then the cost equation for continuous case is given by Cz equal to C1 integral 0 to z z minus x fx dx plus C2 into z to infinity integral z to infinity x minus z into fx dx. The optimal value of z is obtained by equating to 0 the first derivative of Cz, that is dc dz equal to 0, and which gives integral 0 to z fx dx equal to C2 by C1 plus C2. We have also verified that d2c dz2 is equal to C1 plus C2 into fz, which is greater than 0. This means that the optimal value of z is in fact giving the minimum expected cost. Now, we consider an example. A baking company sells cake by kg weight. It makes a profit of rupees 5 per kg when sold on the day it is baked. It disposes of all cakes not sold on the day at a loss of rupees 1.2 per kg. If demand is known to be rectangular between 2000 kg and 3000 kg, we have to determine the optimal daily amount baked. To solve this problem, we assume that C1 is the profit per kg and C2 is the loss per kg for unsold cake, and x is the demand, which is continuous with probability density function fx. Integration x1 to x2 fx dx is equal to probability of an order within the range x 1 to x 2, and we assume z as the order level. Now, if x is less than equal to z, then clearly the demand x is satisfying, leaving z minus x quantity unsold, which is returned with a loss of C 2 per kg. Since profit is C 1 x and loss is C 2 into z minus x, the net profit is C 1 x minus C 2 into z minus x, which is equal to C 1 plus C 2 into x minus C 2 z. Now, if x is greater than z, then nothing remains unsold and the net profit is C 1 z. Therefore, the total expected profit within the range x 1 to x 2 is given P z equal to integral x 1 to z C 1 plus C 2 whole into x minus C 2 z whole into f x dx plus integral z to x 2 C 1 z f x dx. The first term for x less than equal to z and the second term is for x greater than z. From the first order necessary condition, we get dpz by dz equal to 0, which gives integral x 1 to z f x dx equal to C 1 by C 1 plus C 2. Also, it can be verified that d 2 p z dz 2 is equal to minus C 1 plus C 2 into f z, which is less than 0. This indicates that the optimum value of z is in fact maximizes the expected profit, and we can find the numerical value of z by considering the data given in the problem. In our problem, we have C 1 equal to rupees 5, C 2 equal to rupees 1.20, x 1 equal to 2000, x 2 equal to 3000. Therefore, f x equal to 1 by x 2 minus x 1, that is equal to 1 by 1000. Hence, integral 2000 to z 1 by 1000 to dx is equal to 5.0 divided by 5 plus 1.2, and this gives z equal to 2807. Thus, the optimum daily amount baked is 2807 kg. In this model, we have developed two probabilistic inventory models: single period inventory model with uncertain demand, which is popularly known as news vendor or newsboy model, and secondly, we have developed probabilistic inventory model with instantaneous demand and no setup cost. In the latter model, we have developed in models for continuous case as well as discrete case. We have solved some problems using the optimal results of the developed models.